Hello everybody and welcome to the East Shore Wiffle Ball League. The matchup that you're about to see is between the Stealth Bombers and the Agents. Before we begin, let's take a look at their rosters. So one thing to note is you can see a ton of names for the Stealth Bombers right now. As we mentioned in the last video, their core players weren't able to make it for their last game, so they added a ton of players to their roster, so it does look pretty big here, and they actually even added one extra player for this game as well. So let's take a look at their roster first. So for the Stealth Bombers, we have Captain Joe Cologne, Assistant Captain Jesse Clark, Tyler Miller, Will Cleland, Ariel Cologne, Tino Cologne, Donovan Wirtz, Zach Dagg, Noel McGurl, Kenton Travis, Josh Miller, and new addition, Ryan Mail. For the Agents, we have Captain Derek Winston, Joe Bass, Joe Walters, and Brian Stevens. Now, let's get right into the action. All right, on the mound here in game number 1 for the Agents is Joe Bass, as he's going to be facing off here against Jesse Clark. And the first pitch we see is thrown at Jesse's head for a ball. The next pitch here is a ball as well, so ball 4, Jesse's going to get a leadoff walk. Now Noel McGurl up to the plate as she hits a ground ball right side, and Joe is just going to tag Noel, and Jesse's going to round second and end up on third base. As now we have a man on third with 1 out. Now Ryan Mail up to the plate as he hits it off a home plate, and it's going to roll fair as he's going to go and leg that out for a single, as now we are going to have a man on first and third with Zach Dagg up to the plate. Zach Dagg, ground ball, back to the pitcher. Joe throws it to Jesse, misses him, and a run is going to score, and it's going to end up out of play. So now the score is 1-0 with a man on second and third. Josh Miller up to the plate as he pops it up left side. Going in foul territory is Derek as he catches it for the second out of the inning. Now Jesse Clark up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now the bases are going to be loaded. Noel up to the plate now as she hits a ground ball back to Joe. Joe's just going to try and throw it home, and he hits Ryan in the foot. As we watch an instant replay there, we can see it just nicks the back of his foot for the third out of the inning. What a nice play by Joe as we head into the bottom of the first with Jesse Clark on the mound here, starting for the Stealth Bombers here in game 1 as he is facing off against Brian Stevens. And Brian hits a ground ball right side, and Jesse's going to grab it and just tag him there for the first out of the inning. And now Derek Winston coming to the plate here as he hits it center field. That's going to get down for a single, as now Derek is on first base here. Joe Walters up to the plate now as he hits a ground ball, and Josh just going to flip it to Ryan at second for the second out of the inning. Good play. Now we have Joe Bass up to the plate as he watches strike 3 for the third out of the inning, as now we're going to be heading into the top of the second with the Stealth Bombers leading 1-0. Now Ryan Mail leading it off here as he swings and ticks it into the zone for the first out of the inning. Now Zach Dagg up to the plate as he ticks it into the zone as well. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Joe. As now, Josh Miller coming to the plate. And Josh, high drive left field. That ball's gone. A solo home run for Josh Miller as he's able to extend the Stealth Bombers lead 2-0.
Come on, Brian.
You listen to me.
Listen, in softball you say it to me.
Now, Jesse Clark up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and that's going to be a 2-out walk. And now Noel up to the plate as she swings and misses for the third out of the inning. Now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the second with the Stealth Bombers still in the lead. And now Brian Stevens leading it off here as he hits a ground ball left side. Joshua Miller's going to grab. He's going to throw it over the first, and not in time as Brian Stevens was hustling that one out for a lead-off single. And now Derek Winston up to the plate as he drives it left center field. That one got out here in a hurry, and he quickly ties this ball game up at 2 apiece. And we can see Brian Stevens running it out here as he's going to touch home plate. Derek not running out his own home run, though. As now Joe Walters up to the plate as he swings and misses here for the first out of the inning. Now Joe Bass up to the plate as he swings and misses for the second out of the inning.
2 down.
And now Brian Stevens up to the plate. And he swings and misses for the third out of the inning. Now we're heading into the top of the third. The Stealth Bombers need 1 run to take the lead. So let's see if they can do it. Now leading off here is Ryan Mail as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. And now Zach Dagg up to the plate as he pops it up right side. And Joe Walters with a nice play as he reaches his hand up and has a nice celebration there for the second out of the inning. Now Josh Miller up to the plate as he pops it up to the pitcher. And Joe gonna secure it. A 1-2-3 inning here for the Agents as now we're heading into the bottom of the third. And the Agents only need 1 run to walk it off. As now Derek Winston with an opportunity to end this one. And the pitch from Jesse. High drive, left field, that ball is gone! A walk-off solo shot for Derek Winston as the Agents are able to win Game 1 by a score of 2-3. Now, let's head into Game number 2. On the mound for the Agents here in game number 2 is Joe Walters as he's been pretty successful this season. So let's see if he can get yet another win as Jesse Clark leading it off. Ground ball right side. Joe just going to tag first base and to start dancing on first base for the first out of the inning. Noelle McGurl up to the plate as she hits a ground ball back up the middle. Joe Walters going to grab it, throws it to first for the second out of the inning. And now Ryan Mail up to the plate as he pops it up left side, and that's going to get down as he's going to round first on his way to second, being aggressive, and he's going to be safe at second with a 2-out. Let's just say that's a double. As now Zach Dagg up to the plate, ground ball up the middle. Ryan Mail rounding third on his way home, and he's going to score the first run of the ball game as now the score is 1-0. Josh Miller up to the plate now as he watches ball 4, and now we have a man on first and second. Jesse Clark now up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now the bases are going to be loaded here. Noelle McGurl now up to the plate as she swings and misses on a nice pitch by Joe, and that's the final out of the inning as the Stealth Bombers were able to gain 1 here in the top of the first. Now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the first. Starting for the Stealth Bombers here in game number 2 is Zach Dagg as he's going to be facing off here against Derek Winston. And the pitch is a ball. So leadoff walk for Derek. So now we have a man on first base. Joe Bass now up to the plate as he hits it right side, and it's caught by Zach Dagg for the first out of the inning. Now Joe Walters up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and we have a man on first and second with Brian Stevens coming to the plate here. Brian hits it, left side, gets down. Ryan Mail not going to have a play as now the bases are going to be loaded. Derek Winston up to the plate now as he hits a ground ball left side. Ryan Mail not going to have a play, and a run is going to score as now we're all knotted up at 1 apiece. Joe Bass now up to the plate as he hits it, ground ball left side, and Ryan fumbling the ball, not going to have a play, and another run's going to score as now the score is 2-1. Joe Walters now up to the plate as he hits it right side, gets past Jesse Clark as that was a liner, and 1 run's going to score and 2 runs are going to score as now the score is going to be 4-1, and Joe Bass takes too big of a round at third, and he gets pegged out there for the second out of the inning. And now Brian Stevens up to the plate now as he hits it, ground ball left side, and that's going to be fair as now we're going to have a man on first and second here with 2 outs. Derek Winston now up to the plate as he hits it up the middle. Joe Walters rounding third on his way home, and he's going to score as now the score is 5-1, and the 5-run inning mercy rule is going to apply now as we're going to be heading into the top of the second. Let's see if the Stealth Bombers can get some runs back as now Ryan Mail up to the plate leading it off as he hits it, and Joe Walters going to grab it and tag first himself for the first out of the inning. Now Zach Dagg up to the plate as he swings and misses on a nice pitch by Joe. There's an instant replay of that one, as that one broke from the top of the zone to the bottom for the second out of the inning. Now Josh Miller up to the plate as he's going to watch strike three. And that was some sort of rise ball, as it just stayed low and barely hit the bottom of the zone for the third out of the inning. Now we're in the bottom of the second with Joe Bass leading it off now as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Joe Walters now up to the plate as he swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Zach. And now Brian Stevens up to the plate as he swings and misses. Zach Dagg able to strike out the side here, as now we're going to be heading into the top of the third. The Stealth Bombers need 4 to tie and 5 to take the lead, with Jesse Clark leading it off here. Jesse Clark now watching strike three for the first out of the inning. Now Noelle McGurl up to the plate as she swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts, as it looks like Ryan Mail is the last hope here for the Stealth Bombers. And the pitch from Joe swung out and a miss. The third out of the inning. The Agents win game number 2 by a score of 5-1. As now we're going to be heading into game number 3, as the Stealth Bombers are looking to not get swept here. On the mound for the Agents here in game number 3 is Derek Winston, as he's going to give up a leadoff walk here to Jesse Clark. So now we have a man on first. Noelle McGurl up to the plate, and she's going to watch ball 4. Back-to-back walks here, as now we have base runners on first and second. Ryan Mail up to the plate, swing and missing for the first out of the inning. Zach Dagg now up to the plate as he hits it. Ground ball left side, and that's going to be a fair ball, and Derek's not going to have a play, as the bases are now going to be loaded. Josh Miller up to the plate now as he hits ground ball left side. Joe Bass going to flip it to the third, and he's going to get the out, but a run will score, as now the score is 1-0 with a base runner on first and second. Jesse Clark up to the plate as he hits ground ball right side. Derek, oh wow, that had some crazy spin to it, and now the bases are going to be loaded. Noelle McGurl up to the plate now as she watches strike three for the third out of the inning. As now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the first with the Stealth Bombers in the lead 1-0. On the mound for the Stealth Bombers here in game number 3 is Zach Dagg again, as he's going to be facing off here against Brian Stevens. Brian hits it to the left side. Josh Miller grabs it, throws it to first, and not in time, as Brian is safe at first base. Derek Winston now up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and now we're going to have a man on first and second. Joe Walters up to the plate as he swings and misses and does a cartwheel after striking out. Let's see an instant replay of that one, as he swings and falls off balance and goes into a cartwheel. That might be the first cartwheel strikeout I've ever seen for the first out of the inning. Now Joe Bass up to the plate as he pops it up, high pop up, and it's going to be caught by Zach Dagg on the mound for the second out of the inning. Brian Stevens now up to the plate as he swings and misses for the third out of the inning. As now we're going to be heading into the top of the second. The Stealth Bombers still in the lead here, 1-0. Now Ryan Mail leading it off as he's going to hit a ground ball up the middle. Derek Winston's going to grab it, throw it to first, and in time. Great play by Derek Winston for the first out of the inning. Zach Dagg up to the plate now as he watches ball 4, and that's going to be a walk. And on first base now. Josh Miller up to the plate as he watches ball 4, and we have a man on first and second. Jesse Clark up to the plate now as he swings and misses for the second out of the inning. Now Noelle McGurl up to the plate as she swings and misses, and that is going to be end of the top of the second, as now we're going to be heading into the bottom of the second with the Stealth Bombers still in the lead, 1-0 here. Now Derek Winston up to the plate, leading it off as he hits ground ball left side. Josh Miller not going to have a play, as Derek's going to be safe at first with a single. Now Joe Walters up to the plate As he hits it, ground ball right side, and that looked like it was a fair ball as Derek Winston's going to round second on his way to third. We're going to have a man on first and third, as now we're going to take an instant replay look at that one, as we can see Joe hitting the ball, and it ends up in fair territory, just to the left of the line. And even on the second bounce, we can see it stays in fair territory, so that is going to be a fair ball. Joe Bass up to the plate now, as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Brian Stevens now up to the plate, as he hits a ground ball right side. Zach Dagg's going to grab. He's going to tag Brian, but a run is going to score, as now the score is all tied up at 1 apiece with a man on second base. Now Derek Winston up to the plate as he pops it up left side. Zach Dagg, and he catches it. Nice play by Zach for the third out of the inning, as now we're going to be heading into the top of the third. The Stealth Bombers need 1 run to take the lead. Let's see if they have enough in the tank here to prevent getting sweeped. And leading it off here is Ryan Mail, as he hits it left side, and it gets past Joe Walters, and Ryan's going to think about second, but no, he's just going to stay at first. Now, Zach Dagg up to the plate as he hits it right side, and what? That ended up in center field. That ball curved a lot for the first out of the inning. Now, Josh Miller up to the plate, ground ball left side. Joe not going to have a play, but Ryan overslides the bag, and Joe just throws it at him for the second out of the inning. What a big play. Wow. As now, Jesse Clark up to the plate, and he's going to swing and miss for the third out of the inning, as now we're going to be heading to the bottom of the third, and the Agents only need 1 run to walk it off. As that play at second base where Ryan overslid it was a huge moment here, as that kind of killed the Stealth Bombers' momentum. As Joe Walters is going to be leading it off here, and he hits a ground ball up the middle. Josh Miller going to grab it, and he throws it out of play, and the winning run is going to be at second base now. As now we're going to be having Joe Bass stepping to the plate here. Joe swinging and missing for the first out of the inning. Big strikeout. As now Brian Stevens up to the plate now, as he strikes out as well. Back-to-back strikeouts here, as the Stealth Bombers are close to taking this to extras, as Zach Dagg is just going to walk Derek, as now we're going to have a man on first and second. Joe Walters up to the plate now, as he hits it, ground ball up the middle. Josh Miller, he's just not going to have a play, but he's going to make sure that run doesn't score. Now, the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and it all comes down to Joe Bass. And I think he might have just called a shot there. You saw him point out there the left center field. And the pitch. High drive! Left center field! He called his shot, and it is gone! Joe Bass with a walk-off grand slam. One of the biggest moments that I have ever seen in East Shore Wiffle Ball League history. What a massive... Just everything about that moment. From calling the shot to hitting a walk-off grand slam, it was just beautiful. And with that, that is going to be the end of today's action. Wait a minute. We're getting word that Joe Bass is on the field for the first ever ESWBL interview. I guess let's tune in.
I want to give a shout out to my teammates. I want to give a shout out to my coaches. You know what I'm saying? Coach gave me some tips on how to keep upright, hit that, you know, and it happened, man. I'm just I'm ecstatic right now. We got the dub. I was struggling, man, but my teammates, man, they believed in me. They kept saying, yo, just keep going, Joe, just keep going. You know what I mean? They told me to just keep going. The coach was giving me all. This is the happiest moment of my life, man. You know what I mean? Like, my coach is telling me to just go ahead, you know what I'm saying? And believe. He said, you gotta believe. So I believe. I never once stopped believing. You know what I'm saying? And I focused, the ball came right. And I knew he was going to throw a fastball. He done threw 87 pitches in the whole game, and I knew the fastball was coming. So I just sat there and I was waiting for the pitch to come. Once that pitch came, bro, I didn't even swing like really hard. I didn't have to. It was all in the wrist. It was like this, look. Shit went over the fence. Game over. Home run. Game. Thank you for the support. Sponsors, you can reach me at Victor Manuel Barbershop, Instagram. What else? Yeah, 717. I will get the number, but I don't want ladies calling because my lady be mad at y'all. So chill. I'm out.